What's up YouTube, it's SKB here. I am back with another video. In today's video I want to talk about Bible life lessons that can actually transform your life for the better. I feel like us as humans, we are consistently searching for answers of life. We are consistently looking for ways that we can actually transform our life. And in today's video we'll be covering some of the things that you can do today that can actually transform your life, and all of these wisdom come from the Bible. It doesn't come from me. It's not me saying these things, but it's God saying them to us, that we must do these things in order for us to transform our lives. So without rambling, without talking too much, let's get into them. Number one is power of forgiveness. Being able to forgive the people who have done you wrong. Let's read the scriptures. In Matthew chapter 18 verse 21, it says, Peter asked Jesus, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? And God says, up to 7 times. Jesus responds, I don't say to you up to 7 times, but up to 70 times 7. Forgiveness is both a commandment and a gift that you can give to yourself. Holding on to anger and resentment only weighs you down. It doesn't grow you. It doesn't make you a better person. It actually weighs you down. So that's why we have to forgive other people who have done us wrong, so that we can be free and be happy. And also, holding into anger affects your well-being. You not become your true self when you hold into anger. It is not healthy for yourself. And God doesn't give us anger. He gives us peace. He gives us joy. That's all He gives us. He doesn't give us anger. I would say anger comes from Satan. It doesn't come from God. Because God gave us peace and He gave us joy. So we should not give into anger, because anger is not good for ourselves. And we should try, if somebody did us wrong, we should just forgive them. It is not healthy for us, and also anger can also affect your creativity. You will not be able to create the way that you're supposed to create, because you're holding on into something that actually stops you from doing what you have to do. You're holding on into a wrong thing that will actually decrease your performance in life in general, So yeah, man, forgive and you will be happy and have a joy. Another thing is the value of perseverance. Being able to conquer the trials that you are faced with in life. And the scripture says that in James chapter 1 verse 2, tell us that consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds. This verse highlights that trials and errors build resiliency and strength within us. It gives us resiliency and strength. And if you are not capable of facing the trials and errors that you are faced with right now, how can you face the future trials and errors, the future challenges that you're going to face in the future? God put us into these trials and errors for a reason, for that we are prepared, so that we are trained for every career and every endeavor. Everyone needs to first to be trained in order to be in that endeavor. Needs to be trained, and God trains us with the trials and errors. Soldiers need to go through training before they become soldiers. Nurses need to be trained in order for them to become nurses. Policemen are trained before they become policemen. So God also trains us before He gives us anything that actually gonna make us succeed in life. Because if you are not trained, you will not last in that thing. I feel like trials and errors, God put them there for a reason, for strength and resiliency, and for appreciation, to appreciate whatever thing that we receive from Him when we get it. Because if you didn't face any trials and errors, you will not appreciate anything that you receive from God. So trials and errors are the thing that we should be confident to go into them without complaining, without quitting. And I feel like that's where most of the people fail in life, is when they faced with trials and errors, they run away from them. They think that they are bad for them. They think that they should be happy all the time and have fun in life instead of battling with their trials. They run from their trials. I feel like if you want to prosper and have a greatest life, you need to first face these trials and errors that you are faced with, so that in the future you will have confidence to face the future challenges that you will come with. So yeah, man, God gives you trials and errors for a reason, to strengthen you, to give you resiliency, and to make you not fear, to not fear anything and just be free in life. Another thing that will actually make you transform your life is the importance of faith. Having faith in God's plan. Having faith in God, what God has for you. And faith is having a hope in what you do, that it will eventually succeed, because you have God into your back of your mind. You know that God has your back in your back of your mind. Knowing that will help you it will help you overcome fear and uncertainty on your way to actually persevering in life, in actually accomplishing anything that you want in life. It's just having faith that everything will work well. Whenever things goes the wrong way, you just holding into faith, holding into God's faith, knowing that God has your back in whatever thing that you're going through. I feel like having faith, you will never fail in life. If you have faith in God, you will never fail in life. You will always do what you have to do in order for you to prosper. And yeah, man, those are the life lessons that will actually transform your life, that come from the Bible. These are not coming from me. They come from the Bible. And if you like this video and you find it helpful, make sure you do like and subscribe. Without further ado, I'm out.